What's up, guys? I just thought I would show y'all something badass as hell. So recently I just got this guy, just today. The fucking Shing, holy. But this is the American Tomahawk Company, Model 1. So this is their Vietnam, pattern Tomahawk. So this is 1060 carbon steel, and then I believe the Rockwell was somewhere around 55 to 60, I think. I'm going off of the Gideon's tactical video that I just watched on this guy. I went with the Army Green model. They have these in OD Green, which is this, and then they have them in Desert Tan and then black as well. I'm not sure if they have any other options, but they also have Cerakote options for the head too, which is really cool. The ones that I saw on their website were all OD green, so the head is OD green, and then I went with the black, but they have them in a couple different colors. They're pretty sweet, but so far, man, is this thing fucking light. It weighs 17 ounces, I believe. Just the tomahawk itself, and then this I think is a couple ounces more, and the kydex is really thick. And that for me was kind of the selling point of this. That, and I've actually never fucked around with a tomahawk before. So, I mean, I've thrown stuff like this, like the cheaper SOGs, but I've never had like a proper, multi-purpose tomahawk that you could actually take out to the bush and use. So let me grab a stick here. A fucking stick of truth here. So, let's see. Now, I've used this a little bit today. Yeah, look at that. It's not the most controllable thing, but that could just be me not being used to it, because I've only had it for a few hours. But I mean, it carves pretty well, and then actually for splitting, I tend to find that the spike works really well for breaking smaller branches apart and whatnot. But yeah, so far so good, boys. All I've really had to do was tighten up the actually I should probably check to make sure I still have my Allen keys. Where'd they go? Yeah, here we go. So you can see these are just a normal Allen key. Thank God they're not Torx screws, because I fucking hate Torx screws. But you can see they're really nicely made, and that nut in there is about that long, and the rest of the handle is solid. STN 66 reinforced nylon, so it's a nice dense handle. And they do also offer this and their Model 2, which I don't have at the moment. I might buy one in the future, I don't know. But they also have the wood handled, the hickory handled versions of this. And I just went with the OD green because, one, the wood can crack under certain weather conditions and that sort of thing. So, and two, the hickory handles just, I like hickory handles, but at the same time, it's like I need something with a bit more traction on it if I'm going to be swinging it and using it as a tool. Now, I've heard that these are really good throwing hawks. I actually am pretty okay at throwing tomahawks, so I will definitely try that out a little bit. But, yeah, man, so far so good. I'm liking this tomahawk. The price as of January 6, 2023 is $189 US. Not sure what shipping is like. Actually, I think shipping to here was like 200. So it evened out to like 200 even. And so far, man, worth every fucking penny. I'm liking this thing so far. So much so that I might just start carrying it. Honestly, fuck it. And then, but yeah, and then the sheath system here is all hand-done kydex, to my knowledge. Although I think it's CNC cut. Actually, I'll take it off here just to show y'all. I've been carrying this thing around, seeing how it feels. So far, man, I'm liking it. But and of course RMJ is on the team here, so you get, and RMJ makes some of the finest tomahawks I've ever seen in my life. But the Model 1, fuck man, this thing makes my iron a big iron, like, and it just pops right out. Now I took the it actually comes with another one of these that's set up as a strap to keep it in. It goes right here on this center hole here, and it just loops around with a snap, and you can close it to keep a little bit extra retention. I'm not going to do that though, because at least as of right now, maybe if this kydex loosens up, and I don't expect it to for quite a while, then I'll probably start running that. But no rattle, or, well, very little rattle, and 90% of the rattle is like side to side, but that's like maybe a millimeter, so it's just enough to where you can kind of hear it. But I wore it down to the hardware store. I ran down there, and just down the street there, and really wasn't all that uncomfortable to run with. So I'm not sure if y'all are going to be fucking running around with tomahawks all day, but if you are, if you're looking for something to carry around in like a law enforcement, maybe a survival setting, I think this would be pretty nice. Part of that is the if you have tools, you can keep that maintained, and this is generally going to last a lot longer than hickory. Although the advantage to hickory or wood handles is you can just carve a new fucking handle. But other than that, I think this is a pretty solid option for if you either, law enforcement. I've seen guys carry tomahawks from time to time for, breaching tasks, and obviously, for fighting and defensive applications too. I think this would be a formidable weapon, mainly to do with the fact that it is ridiculously sharp, and it came with a full V grind, and it is beautifully done. You can see there's a little bit of burrs on there, but no edge damage thus far. Not that I can tell anyway. Maybe a little bit of rolling, but barely. I could hit that with a stone in a minute. Maybe one or two passes and it would go right through. Or it would be sharp again. I don't know what the fuck I was trying to say there. It's cold out here. But yeah, man, I like these tactical tomahawks. It's just, for me, I've kind of noticed that most of the tomahawks that I've seen that I can reasonably afford, dude, the sheaths on most tomahawks, and I'm not saying, that they're inherently bad or anything. It's just that to have a kydex sheath, or scabbard as they're calling it, to have a kydex sheath system as standard is fucking sick. So everything that you see is a complete package with this hawk, which is fucking sweet. And then also the single directional snaps there are really well done, and honestly, some of the nicest button closure snaps that I've ever seen. Yeah, let's just say that I am thoroughly impressed. Not only at just the overall quality for the price point, but just in general. I mean, it's beautifully made. RMJ tends to make some of the finest tomahawks in the world, to what I understand. And yeah, so far, and this is their kind of they make a lot of, they make tactical tomahawks, right? But they also make these tool type tomahawks. And then the Model 2, and this is the Model 1, in case that went over y'all's head. But the Model 2 is like a more woodscraft focused tomahawk, and I might want to try one of those out at some point, and maybe review it on the channel. But so far, man, I fucking like this thing. I recommend, man. RMJ technically, but American Tomahawk Model 1. This thing, fucking sick, dude. I recommend.